Hi there. This is my fourth session into Microsoft Office 365. Seibert Media is a German Google partner, and we're comparing Google G Suite with Microsoft Office 365, as we do see a lot of our big customers going to adopt Microsoft technology without even comparing with Google, which is a shame in my opinion, and it's also a fault. But that's only an opinion, and so I've set out on a quest to learn more about Office 365 from my Google point of view and compare the things that I find out with what I know from Google already and see where Microsoft is better and where Google is better. And it's been a pretty funny journey so far because it wouldn't take more than 5 minutes in the preceding 3 videos to find a major flaw in the Office 365 software. So I started off with our kind of head of Google here internally, Paul, and we wouldn't be able to generate a third user after buying only two. So the onboarding process for getting the Office 365 account was kind of very cumbersome. In the next session, I would be able to actually reproducibly crash my computer, my MacBook, with Microsoft Teams, and it's still telling from this experience, I can say that you shouldn't install the Mac app of Microsoft Teams, at least not in March of 2019, because it's very battery draining and not performant for an app. It's obviously has some performance issues. So we got this crashed. Last time I did the first English session and I tried to change the language. It wasn't possible. The only way I could do it on my Mac was using Safari. It wouldn't work on Chrome. It wouldn't work on on Firefox. It would work on Safari and Chrome. It wouldn't work. The very same thing happened when in the last session I was trying to open Excel spreadsheets templates, like predefined files that Microsoft had created. I wouldn't be able to open them on Google Chrome and Safari. They would only work on Firefox. Creating new empty Excel spreadsheets was working in all browsers. And like all of these things showed me so far, and let's see whether we find something new today, that Microsoft is not that keen on the actual end user experience. It's probably more of the ease of selling to the company, and optimizing this process is obviously more important. At least I do see a lot of success for Microsoft in that area. Looking at the software has been a source of shortcomings and pitfalls. Let's see what we can find out today. Something that I wanted to share is from our internal Google group. Let me search for that before I show you. And it's about business practices. So now let me share my screen, please. Application window, where is it? This is it. Okay, and it's an ex-Windows boss, Steven Zinofsky, is marking Microsoft practices on when he was signing up for a Office 365 account. His email syncing was paused, and Microsoft gave him an email saying that they wanted to give him the chance to install Microsoft's recommended iOS email app, the popular Outlook app. And either he should wait, or install the Outlook app and directly keep on syncing with his emails. So basically, what Microsoft did is they stopped the service, the email service for the user, and told the user, if you want the email service to continue to work, you please install our Outlook app. By the way, the Outlook app seems to be a quite reasonable and good app. But the business practice behind that is that the Microsoft company is holding hostage their own customers. Like they kind of use a tactic to force them to install a specific software, and it's at least something that I've never experienced in my business life. Google do with me in the G Suite area. Um, I do know, especially as being from Europe, that there are lawsuits from the EU against Google just as well as for Microsoft for bundling and trying to make sure that a certain software is used, um, uh, especially for the Google search engine and Chrome and so on. But like from a business perspective, G Suite, it's a uh, unseen practice that Microsoft is using here. At least I wanted to share that. I don't know, do not know at this time how we can put that into the comparison, because I'm actually looking for comparing features, and this is more of like how a company behaves, but it's also like revealing a little how important specific things are for specific companies. Um, my sense is that Google is very much about this grassroots. People are fond of the software and want to use the software, and this way they translate into the business decisions of managers. And Microsoft is maybe, let's say, also very active on the business side with the decision makers, and maybe ready or willing to make some sacrifices on usability. And I do have a colleague who is deliberately using the Outlook mail app. Um, that made me curious, and I was looking at that. It looks okay, but it's like the iOS mail app. I do have an iPhone, but I'm not using the iOS mail app. So I wouldn't want to be forced to use a specific software, or otherwise my email won't work. That's kind of creepy. Okay, let's move on, and let me share my screen so that we can start to. Oh, I'm going to share the whole screen. That's the wrong window. We want this window. No, hold on. Sorry. Here. So we start portaloffice.com. Still have my user here. Let me add my password. Oh, it's already in Chrome browser. Okay. Okay, and the last times, and you can see that I was creating a couple of books, as they obviously call them, Excel spreadsheets, the last time. And I still don't have a definite route to go. So let's see whether the problem persists. So I wanted to open a, oh, that's happening a lot of times. Like I did log in, but now that I switched to Excel, I obviously have to log in again. Okay. It says you're not owning a license to work online with this document, which is cumbersome. First of all, I've switched to English, but this is still a German thing. And let's try again. Okay, that's persistent. I don't like that. Do not know of any invalid license. Still paying my bills, right? So let's add my email address. Last time I did that, they were calling me like 5 minutes later. That was really cool. Like Microsoft had really an edge. I was never called by Google. Actually, there was no need for Google to call me. But when we couldn't decipher how to add a new user, and actually such a user is $30 or €30 per month. So it was maybe it was worth the call. Like someone was calling, and when he was calling, I had figured out. But the mere fact that he was calling was cool. I don't think that they'll be calling now. But so now I have a next problem. So the first thing that seems to happen here is I can't open an Excel spreadsheet again. And the reason is obviously that there is some invalid license. I'm not aware of that, so I would plea that we paid our invoices and put a valid credit card in there. Maybe the credit card expired. They don't tell me, so yeah, let's keep on trying to search for the answer. Still, it's kind of difficult for me. Can I just go back here? Okay, let's try to make a Word file. So blank one. Still think I don't have a license. Oh, I just seem to do have a license. I have a license. Okay. By the way, just if you're wondering, I've never used this before, so everything is new for me. It's a good and a bad thing. Like you maybe this video may take a long time, and at the same time, it's maybe good because I'll find more things as I don't know the software yet. What I find out here is again, they don't know how to switch languages. So as I am from Germany and I wanted to do this video in English, I have switched languages, but Word doesn't know, obviously. It still gives me the German interface. I can create, oh look, here we're still good. This is still English. Oh, let's not dive deep into that. Let's go back to Excel and do a blank one. Okay, that works. I have a license. Awesome. So the challenge seems to have changed. Like last time, I couldn't open those templates here. They simply wouldn't load. Now I can't open them because they give me a license challenge that I'm not aware of. Let's see whether I can find that out. Go back. Here's the admin area. Log in again. That's also like very disturbing. Why do I have to log in all over every time again? Just sync that over your services. Update my payment details. So total balance is 0. That looks good. Update payment details. Hopefully they won't display our credit card now. Okay, there's the credit card. Looking good. No, they don't complain. View my bill. The billing date was the 3rd of March, so everything should be fine. We're well into the month. I did a session already on the 15th. Do they say whether it's paid? Yeah, please don't pay. We'll charge you a credit card. So all good. So it's I think we can take this for this time's Microsoft faults that I'm doing exactly the same thing like last time, and now I get a different error. Like last time, it simply wouldn't load, and now I get this license problem. And let's log out and in again. Maybe that'll help. So you need some time to log me out? Okay, so log me in again. Password. Yeah, want to stay signed in. Bring me to Excel. Open that one. Log in again. No, this is persistent for now. Yeah. Whatever. Um, let's wrap this up real quick. So this is kind of funny because I had the very same problem with a different error on March 15th. And I'm so happy that I'm recording all of this because it sounds implausible that you can do the very same thing and they don't work, but this changes. Obviously, everything is possible with software. You wouldn't think that Microsoft, a multi-billion revenue software with this specific product, by the way, would be so error prone in very simple things. I know nothing about it. I'm just clicking on obvious buttons, trying to open a template. And they're telling me my license isn't valid. But I paid my bill. Everything's fine. So just also for the sake of my own mind, let's stay with this small finding for this episode. So we've learned that Microsoft is obviously trying to hold their users hostage to make them install the Outlook app, which you can check out. It's fine even if you're using Google G Suite. You can use the Outlook app, and this is probably not a fault. But trying to force people to do that by halting your email syncing is really dubious, in my opinion, and not worth or the dignity of such a massive company should prevent them from exploiting their users like this. And then the next thing is there are simple first steps for users. They open templates to find out how to work with stuff, and that should simply work. There shouldn't be any obstacle in the way of your first, let's say, 2 hours of using a product. There can always be stuff that is difficult to understand, complex to configure. Like what I would imagine is if you're a real Excel pro and you've done macros all your life, like in Visual Basic script in your Excel 2013 offline, and now you're trying to do the very same thing online, that could be complex. That could mean you have to switch gears a little, maybe learn some different language, and apply the methods differently. That would be totally fine. And by the way, it's something that I mostly won't be able to cover in my sessions here, but opening templates should work. I'm really interested in finding out, like, as this progresses and I'm doing more episodes, if Microsoft will ever fix those flaws. So if they stay permanent. I'm still very surprised that people just switch to Office 365 without looking at alternatives. That's definitely not the right thing. And this is one video that's trying to make you think whether you should evaluate the worthwhile alternatives. Thanks. Bye-bye.